The one aspect which I constantly speak about during my coaching programs or trainings is about cognitive biases. Now, cognitive biases comes out of our biases, which is an error in our decision making and the judgments that we take. At an individual level, there are many cognitive biases that can impact you in your decision making. Understanding what is the right choice or whatever decisions you have taken, they are backed with solid proof. Now, I want to address three important cognitive biases in this video. And those three are the outcome bias, the hindsight bias, and the confirmation bias. Outcome bias is a tendency where we tend to focus on the outcomes rather than the process or the system that has been followed to get to an outcome. And often managers and even organizations at large might be in a rush or might be under pressure to get the outcomes. So whatever brings them results makes them happy, and it takes away the focus of them to understand what is the system that someone has followed or the process they have followed to arrive at an outcome. Now, the results and outcomes could be a one-off trade. It could be luck if followed randomly, which has given you some result. But if you want to get to a certain result time after again, it is the systems and process that you follow as an individual, as a team, as a department, or as an organization that can keep bringing you results consistently. The second bias is the hindsight bias. Now, the hindsight bias is a tendency to see events as predictable after they have already occurred. For example, a project has been launched in a team or an organization, and the project hasn't done well, it has failed. You will invariably find some people saying, I knew about these things and this project would never work. This has been narrated after the project has been delivered and not before that. It's a tendency that we often see in team members and teammates to show that they had the right predictions earlier, but they never make those statements or predictions once it's been delivered. They always come later. They try to corroborate their findings with the result by saying they already knew about things, they already predicted these things. The third bias that comes into picture is the confirmation bias. The confirmation bias is a tendency to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs or hypothesis and ignoring the evidence that might be available. If I am reading a report, there might be 10 items listed in the report. And if 5 of those points, they are aligned to my existing belief, I would say this is right. But the other 5 points, if they are contrary to my beliefs, I would reject those points out there itself. Now here, the process of selecting points or agreeing to points depends on to what I believe or not, rather than thinking there might be information out there which I do not have and there's something which I need to learn more about it. All of these three biases are related how the human brain functions. The human brain is lazy. It doesn't want to take the effort to go out there, research, analyze, pick up data points from various areas, and then get a thorough understanding of how something should be followed out or how a decision should be taken. Instead, the mind wants to avoid any effort. It falls back on pre-existing beliefs, pre-existing conditions, or pre-existing events and outcomes. And it says, this has happened in the past, so this is exactly how it would happen in the future. Now, these three biases are extremely important when it comes to individual growth and transformation. If you want to really grow, growth occurs by delving into the unknown, by getting into the unknown, becoming aware of it, learning about it, and then practicing it to break the old beliefs and to restructure new beliefs. That is how growth and transformation is triggered within individuals. And that is extremely important for you to understand these points and then apply it in your day-to-day work life or even at your personal life. Thank you.